What if I told you that in the 18th century, black women in Louisiana were forced to cover their hair to keep them from becoming too fabulous? Sounds like something straight out of a movie, right? Well, it's real, and it's all part of a little-known law called the Tignon Laws. Let's dive into this fascinating story. In the late 18th century, New Orleans was buzzing with new economic opportunities, and the city's population of free African and African American people was on the rise. Some people were able to buy their freedom, and that led to a growth in interracial relationships, much to the dismay of the colonial authorities. The Spanish governor of Louisiana, Don Esteban Miro, was not having it. He was deeply concerned about what he saw as moral decay, particularly among the women of African descent who were starting to wear their hair in extravagant styles. These women would incorporate feathers, jewels, and elaborate designs into their hair, which was not just a beauty statement, but a display of wealth and status. And let's be real, they were fly, even by today's standards. But here's the twist. These hairstyles were drawing attention, especially from white men, and the Spanish government didn't like that one bit. In 1786, Governor Miro passed the Tignon Laws, which required Creole women of color to cover their hair with a scarf or handkerchief, called a tignon. The idea? To visibly mark these women as part of the slave class, whether they were free or enslaved. They could no longer flaunt their beauty and compete for status with white women in the streets. Now, what's incredible is how these women responded. Instead of hiding under the tignons, they owned them. They used colorful fabrics, adorned their wraps with jewels, and turned this forced cover-up into a bold fashion statement. Think of it as the precursor to the modern-day head wrap culture, empowering, defiant, and fabulous. When the U.S. took control of Louisiana in 1803, the Tignon Laws were no longer enforced, but the spirit of resistance lived on. Many women continued to wear their head wraps as a symbol of pride and rebellion against colonial oppression. And that's the untold history of the Tignon Laws. Thanks for watching, and for more untold history and stories, follow us for more.